Hello, good friends. This is Dr. Bill Payne, pastor of First Methodist Church in Live Oak, Florida. I am here in Louisville, Kentucky, celebrating Thanksgiving with my family and especially my grandchildren. I am so thankful for my grandchildren. You know, Thanksgiving is a national holiday, but it's also an attitude. The Bible tells us that we need to be thankful in all things. That comes from First Thessalonians 5. And we can think of a lot of strange things and say, why should I be thankful for that? I had a member in my last church. He had an accident and it messed up his car and he hit his head on the steering wheel and he was very distressed about it. And we talked about it and we focused on the verse that says that God works together for the good of all those who love him and all those who are called according to his purposes. In other words, we believe that God works together for the good in all things. And we said, we're going to look for how God is working in this situation for his good and for your good. And so, because he hit his head, he had to go in for a series of x-rays and diagnostic exams. And when they looked at his head, they found a large aneurysm in his brain, and it was about to break. And because of the x-rays, they found it and they were able to save his life. If he had not had that silly car accident, he would have died from the aneurysm. He took it as God's caring over his life. That's a strange concept. Corrie ten Boom was a famous person, and she was born in Holland, and she became the first licensed watchmaker in all of Europe at that time. And she was very prestigious in what she did. Yet her family had a place in their home called the Hiding Place, and it was the name of her book. And during World War II, they hid Jews and other people in their hiding place until they were betrayed. And then she and her family were taken to a concentration camp. Her father quickly died, and she and her sister Betsy had to live together in this notorious concentration camp. And her sister told her, we're here for a reason. We need to be thankful for what we have and knowing that God is planning to do something with our lives because of this situation. Well, they had Bible studies and they enriched the lives of everybody who was around them and they gave people hope. And then they had this situation with lice and fleas. Betsy told Corrie ten Boom that she needed to be thankful for that. And Corrie objected. If God loves us, why is God allowing us to have these terrible insects bothering us? Isn't being in a concentration camp bad enough? And then they realized that because their barracks had lice and fleas and other such things, that the guards never came in there to bother them, to molest them, or any of those other things that were happening with the other women. And they realized that these fleas, these lice, were there to protect them, not to harm them. Of course, the lice didn't know that they were there for that purpose, but it worked for that purpose, and they saw that, like my friend, as a hand of God over their lives. Soon, Betsy died, and in the aftermath, Corrie ten Boom was released by mistake. And it was a clerical mistake. They stamped her discharged and gave her a ticket to go back to the Netherlands. And after she left, eventually, after being treated in the dispensary, 1 week afterwards, everybody her age in the camp was executed by the Nazis, and her life was spared. And because of that, she had a crusade to go and tell other people about God's love and how she could show them that love by practicing forgiveness for the guards and those who had treated her so badly and done such great, horrific things to her family. Corrie ten Boom is a model of why the Bible tells us to be thankful in all situations. So, as you meet with whoever you meet with this Thursday, I pray that you would think about reasons why you should be thankful And I would also pray that you would change how you think about Thanksgiving and make it a way of life, not just something you do from time to time. May God bless you and have a happy Thanksgiving.